In this session, we examine correlation versus causality in sociolinguistics. Our focus is on how synchronic variation and diachronic change are mapped onto social and socio-demographic variables, and what we can and cannot infer about causes from statistical patterns in language use. Here we define the threshold of sociolinguistics. Variation becomes sociolinguistic when it systematically aligns with who is speaking, to whom, in which setting, and within which social groups. At that point, patterns cease to be random and gain social significance. Sociolinguistic patterns are probabilistic, not categorical. Speakers rarely use one form 100% of the time. Instead, we observe relative frequencies across contexts and groups. This probabilistic view is essential for interpreting correlations between forms and social factors. Language actively constructs social reality. Linguistic choices help organize social order by signaling identity, affiliation, or distance. Thus, language does not simply mirror social dynamics. It also helps create and maintain them through everyday interaction. This slide contrasts correlation and causation through an age-height analogy. Age correlates with height but does not mechanically cause it. Underlying biological factors do. Likewise, age and slang usage correlate because of social norms and peer practices, not age itself. Our analytical toolkit distinguishes independent and dependent variables. The independent variable is the controlled or categorized social factor, such as age cohort. The dependent variable is the measurable linguistic behavior that shifts in response, such as slang frequency. We now review 5 key socio-demographic correlations: gender, social class, social network, ethnicity, and age. Each function as independent variables. They correlate with specific linguistic outcomes, as documented by scholars such as Holmes, Downs, and Milroy. Factor 1 is gender. Studies show women typically favor higher rates of standard forms, while men more often use vernacular variants. Explanations reference linguistic capital, patterns of socialization, politeness strategies, and the covert prestige of non-standard forms. Factor 2 is social class. Downs demonstrates clear stratification. Each class uses more standarding in careful reading style than in casual speech. This indicates that awareness of prestige norms increases as formality rises across all social strata. Factor 3 is social network. Milroy's Belfast research shows that dense, multiplex networks strongly correlate with higher use of local vernacular variants. Loose, uniplex networks correlate with less local usage, even when social class is held constant. Factor 4 is ethnicity. Holmes finds that Maori speakers use unaspirated and devoiced finalsy far more frequently than Pakeha speakers. These frequency differences index ethnic identity, even among monolingual English speakers within the same national context. Factor 5 is age, viewed through synchronic and diachronic lenses. Age-graded stability, such as steady ing rates, contrasts with apparent time evidence of change in progress, such as increasing use of the Canadian 1 quantifier among younger cohorts. Synthesis shows that no factor operates in isolation. Gender, class, age, ethnicity, and network intersect around social meaning. For example, changes in network structure can override expected gender or class patterns, reminding us that probabilities, not rules, are at work. We conclude the probabilistic model. An independent variable never determines a dependent variable mechanically. The real causal forces are the social meanings and practices, identity, prestige, solidarity, and contact that accompany each socio-demographic category. This deck has been curated and customized to integrate key sociolinguistic findings into a coherent framework on correlation and causality. It is intended to support further study, critical reflection, and application in both research and professional contexts.